Hello, everyone. All right, I have a few things to share with you. I am Elke Doom. I am the interim city manager, and I just want to share a few things. The first and most important one is, if you would like to speak this evening and you have not yet signed up outside of the door, you'll need to sign up. Because what we'll be doing is calling names in the order of the sign-up sheet, and I'll have the first three sit over here. Then one by one will come up. You have 3 minutes, and then we'll continue to have people up. Rather than me call one at a time, you walk your way over, we'll have 3 at a time come up over in the chairs, and then we'll bring you up. So I want to share with you that the purpose of this is a public forum. As many of you know, this is not a council meeting. Our council members are welcome here, of course, but if they are here, which I see some are, they are here as our residents and our citizens. So what we're here to talk about tonight, we want to gather comments from residents, business owners, stakeholders regarding the proposed change to 9 Mile Road from 5 lanes to 3 lanes between Tuscany and Kelly Road. That's what we're here to talk about. No other issues tonight, just that one issue. We're gathering comments, whether you're giving comments tonight, whether people email them in, they will all be sent forward. This meeting right now is live. It is also being taped. For those who are at home or wherever you are, if you're watching this meeting and you'd like to know a little bit more and then give comments, you have until Friday, 12 p.m. to send your comments to our Assistant City Manager, Kim Homan. I'll give you her email address at the end, or you can stop and talk to her. So you've got 3 minutes. And let me see what else I want to. Our city engineer, Ryan Kern, is going to give you a brief introduction. It is his firm that drew up the original 5-lane plan. He was also requested to do a 3-lane. So he has those concept drawings from both of them. He'll talk a little bit more. He's going to give you a little bit of a presentation. And the drawings are also out there in the hallway for you to take a look at. So again, I've got to caution you, only this one topic is what we're talking about, but we are going to take all written comments, emails, minutes of everything that's talked about tonight. They'll be submitted to MDOT and to NEPA for review. For those folks who have sent in emails or requested that we speak on their behalf tonight, we are not doing that. We are going to gather all information. We're going to forward it on. We'll also forward it to each and every one of our council members so they have an opportunity to read all of it. So again, we've got until Friday noon for us to gather as much information about how you feel about 3-lane or 5-lane. Now, I'm sure most of you who are here, you're very knowledgeable about what's happening in our community. You know that we are now on phase 3. And the phase 1 and 2 were 5-lane. There is a request or an interest by some of our council members to narrow it down to a 3-lane through a small area, through about a 7-block area, and then widen it back to the 5-lane. That will end at 94. That would be the end of it. So we want to hear from you. Please keep them. We know some of you are upset. Please keep it polite. And I don't want to have to cut you off. No swearing. Even if you feel like you've got something to say. And I understand, but we all understand, no cussing. And we know that a lot of you, it means a lot to you. You know, your residents, your business owners, you care about your hometown, your businesses, driving in and out of work if you work here. So it's really important, truly important, that we hear from you on this final phase of the 9 Mile reconstruction. positive or negative. We want to hear as much as you have to say within a 3-minute time limit. Now I'm going to be, oh, that's bad. I'm going to be sitting directly behind. I have a microphone back there. I will have the timer at 3 minutes. I would like to raise my hand and hope that you can see that. If not, I will have to call out 30 seconds at the 30-second minute, 30-second time to let you know your 3 minutes is almost over, but I'd rather not interrupt you. So if you see me back there waving, you know you've got 30 seconds left. So I will try and be as courteous because I don't want to cut you off. I want you to be able to say what you need to say. So I'm going to turn this over to Ryan. I'm going to take a seat, and when he's done, we'll start calling folks up so that you can come up one by one and give us your comments. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Elke. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ryan Kern with Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick. I'm the city's consulting engineer, and we've been tasked with preparing the option for 3 lanes from Tuscany to Kelly. And I'm just going to give a very brief presentation so we can move into the public comment. So the phase 3 of 9 Mile is actually from Tuscany to I-94 for next year, for construction of next year. The road diet portion of it is between Schroeder and Kelly. So, louder. All right. So just to give a kind of a summary of what would be proposed under a 3-lane cross section is that the road from Schroeder to Kelly would be narrowed from 5 lanes to 3. So you'd have 1 lane in each direction, and then the center turn lane would remain. There would be designated bus stops outside of the travel lanes, so the buses would not stop in the travel lane. The traffic signal would remain at Schroeder and as of right now at Kelly Road too, but there's also been discussion about a potential roundabout at the Kelly Road intersection, which is not part of the design currently. Any business that has more than 1 driveway, we're looking to eliminate duplicate driveways so that there's less access points along the route, and also reducing large driveway approaches that have or have an extensive width to their driveways, reducing them as necessary. And by reducing the cross-section, it would create more green space, roughly about 11 feet of additional green space on each side of the road for potential future improvements. The section from Kelly to I-94 will remain 2 lanes in each direction, but we're going to add a center median island within that section so that we're not commenting on that section today, but there will still be 2 lanes each way. There's a lot of left turn restrictions along that route now that are not followed, and by putting that center median, that'll help continue that left turn restriction, but there will be turnarounds that you can make in that section. Again, the plans for the road diet phase are out in the lobby for you to take a look at. And just to get it, again, we're reducing it from 5 lanes to 3 as shown here. The road would still be in the same place, just narrowed down. I know some questions have been asked as far as how the road diet would begin and end. So at the west end, just before Schroeder, before the traffic signal at Schroeder is where the road would be reduced from 5 lanes down to 3. And then at the east end, at the Kelly Road intersection, if you're going westbound on 9 Mile at Kelly, the right lane would be forced to turn right onto Kelly Road, and then the left lane would go through, as you'd only have 1 through lane past Kelly Road. The city did get an earmark to complete this last phase of 9 Mile at $4.38 million. The project, the 3-lane cost is roughly $5.38 million. The remaining funds would be through available Act 51 major road funds that the city receives through the gas tax every year. And then if a roundabout is considered at Kelly Road, that's an additional $1.5 million as well. So the current schedule right now is to submit the comments today to MDOT and to NEPA for their review, and we'll be submitting those after the closing of the public comment period after Friday at noon. We're looking to get bids on the project this winter so that we can start construction in the spring of next year so that we can spend that earmark money next year. There's also going to be water main that's going to be installed on the south side of 9 Mile from Tuscany to Kelly that'll take place this winter too. There's no water main the water main east of Kelly was replaced about 12 years ago or so. So only a water main replacement, which will take place in the winter between Tuscany and Kelly. And that's just a brief presentation. Again, the plans are out there for review as well for the proposed 3-lane diet, and I'll turn it back over to Elke to start the public comment period.
Thank you, Ryan. So what I'd like to do is have the first 3 people have a seat over there against the wall. The first would be David Deroni. The other would be Mike, and forgive me, I can't read all of your handwriting so well. Mike Lameau, and Ken Girlando. If you 3 would have a seat, please. Oh, come on. This thing wants to keep going to a... Can you time 30 seconds? I mean, 3 minutes. It keeps going out on me. Okay, the first one up is Mr. Deroni. And once you get to the podium, sir, you have 3 minutes. We'll wave the hand to let you know you have 30 seconds left.
I greatly appreciate their service and the quick response time. Thankfully, no one was injured. If 9 Mile is reduced to just 3 lanes, it would only be a matter of time until a delayed response from police, fire, or EMS ends tragically for a family. One of those billboard lawyers representing that family will hire their own traffic analysis expert that will conclude that a road with a traffic count of over 21,000 vehicles per day should never have been reduced from 5 lanes to 3. The city of Eastpointe will have a lawsuit on its hands, as would every individual and department that was involved in approving the road diet. Our police department and fire departments are not handling fewer service runs than in the past. Runs are increasing. In 2023, our police department handled 25,610. 2024, 26,554. Thus far in 2025, 19,968. In 2023, our fire department handled 6,061 runs. 2024, 6,630. 2025, thus far, 5,186. And these numbers don't include the run totals from MedStar, which handles the EMS runs. Our fire department has the longest, tallest ladder truck in the Tri-County area, and we have a mutual aid agreement with neighboring cities. If that truck needs to respond to a call in St. Clair Shores, it can't be delayed by a road diet or a roundabout to get there. The Mayor, Michael Kleinfeld, Cardi DeMonico Jr., and Margaret Vasiliak are the 3 city council members that have been pushing for the road diet. At times, they've used Ferndale as an example where a road diet was successfully implemented, stating, why don't we try to be more like Ferndale? Well, the difference is Woodward Avenue was 4 lanes in each direction, and they reduced it to 3 lanes in each direction, so you still have 6 lanes. There's no turn lane because they have a large grass median. To make cross-lane turns, you have to do a Michigan turnaround. Reducing 9 Mile to 1 lane in each direction can't be compared to what Ferndale did.
10 seconds.
In fact, the fire chief of Ferndale was kind enough to come to Eastpointe to do a ride-along with our chief to give her opinion about a road diet on 9 Mile, and she said it could never work. When there's an accident or flooding on 94 causing a closure, 9 Mile needs to be able to handle the additional traffic. A road diet would create a logjam of vehicles trying to flee the freeway. Keeping 9 Mile 5 lanes is crucial to the businesses along it. We rely on customers to keep us in business. Reducing to just 1 lane in each direction will make it difficult for customers to pull into and out of our parking lots when there's a steady stream of cars
3 minutes.
Through. Amazon
3 minutes, sir.
Internet. Oh, okay.
3 minutes, I'm sorry.
Thank you for your time.
Good evening. Some of you, all of you know me. I've been on TV almost every council meeting. In regards to this, I do not want road diet nor roundabout. I am a retired employee with the state of Michigan. If you go up to Van Dyke at the big roundabout there, they average 7 deaths a year in that roundabout, and that's supposed to be the safest one. In regards to the roundabout, We have three council people, one that's running for election, Mr. Cardy, in this fall, no. The other two are Ms. Posidiak, and the other one is Mayor Kleinfeld, who hopes to run for judge in next year or the couple years. But if Mr. Cardy gets in, he becomes mayor. Whoa. And in regards to the road diet, it will not work. The federal government, I'm well aware of all of their rules. For road diets, it has to be less than 16,000 cars. Between 10 and 16,000, they will consider it. Under 10,000, they will allow it. We can't do it. We're 21,000 or better. These people have their heads where the sun don't shine. I didn't swear, Elka. And I've opposed them every time. I oppose them. I'm friendly with them, but no road diet. Please, no road diet. It is not good. Look at your side streets right now with the way 9 Mile Road is. You can't get onto 9 Mile Road. The fire trucks have a heck of a time getting on the road diet. I think we have a Eastpointer. He and I have been around here over 50 years. And this guy should have a statue named after him, or at least a park, or maybe the city hall, Mr. Curley. We in this city have three council people that don't have the city taxpayers, voters, under 18, they don't have them in their bailiwick. They don't think about them. They think about what they want.
30 seconds.
Not a good government. Not a good government. I don't know if they're getting money. I doubt it. I don't think they're that kind of people. But ambition, political ambition. We need to stop this. And in conclusion, okay, I won't swear, no road diet.
Hi, my name is Ken Girlando. I have been living in Eastpointe since 1968. And when I was a kid, I remember when 9 Mile was a 3-lane road, and they increased it to 5 lanes because of the increase in traffic. And now, that was in the early 70s. Here we are in 2025 with infinitely more cars, and you want to decrease the lanes? Ain't that kind of dumb? So I'm not understanding this. I live off of 9 Mile, and the gentleman before me was quite correct. It is so hard to get onto 9 Mile, turning right or left. It doesn't matter. It's hard, and I'm just imagining this in the wintertime. Most of the times, I heard someone else talking in the audience earlier, they take the side streets to Topher or Stevens or whatever. That's not very safe for our kids playing in the summertime either. And I'll be honest with you, living where I live, there's a lot of cars racing down the streets. And that needs to stop. The other thing that I'd like to bring up is I've noticed that 9 Mile is already, as they mentioned, down to 3 lanes. To me, I've been saying to my friends and family, they're holding 9 Mile hostage. Come on. I do hope, because we know that I don't know of anybody that likes this idea. And they seem to really want to push it through. And I'm beginning to wonder, is it a done deal already? I sure hope not. I sure hope you're listening to your people. So I will conclude with, as everybody else said, no road diet. Thank you.
Paul Rayford, Shirley Ann, and Darylyn Brown. And Mary Hall, you're up first.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to see as many people out as there are. The first thing I need to say is I am not in favor of a road diet. I am not in favor of a road diet. I am not in favor of a road diet.
Got it.
Well, see, the numbers have been, misunderstood or nuanced once before, and I want to make sure that what I'm saying is clear. Okay, we got that? Okay. I've walked the proposed distance, back and forth. And the thing that I've noticed is there's really nothing to walk to on 9 Mile. I mean, we don't have sit-down restaurants other than Milestones and perhaps McDonald's, Wendy's, or Taco Bell if you so choose to eat inside. But this is not an environment in which walking 9 Mile serves any real purpose, because when you consider all of the auto shops, if you're driving, why do you need to walk? And most people who leave their cars to be repaired have someone ready to pick them up. So there's not the kind of business there that we need, that we can say we need it to be walkable. With the number of seniors in this city, and I think there was a calculation of at least over 30% seniors in Eastpointe. Now, I like to walk, and the day that I walked that distance, I still didn't get a mile in. So we have to be careful what we do and the decisions that we make for everyone, not just for a few, but for everyone. In coming here tonight, I was driving down Pleasant. There was a car behind me. I don't know what they were in a hurry to do, but Pleasant, with cars parked on both sides of the street, ends up being one lane, right? They sped up to get ahead of me, terrifying the mess out of me, because I did not expect that with such a narrow space of driving. I have the license plate number. Where'd Chief Haynes go? I wrote it down because that's the kind of danger we could possibly see on 9 Mile when the lanes are reduced. We don't need that. We've talked about briefly first responders. I appreciate our fire and police department greatly. I would hate to see anything happen that gets in their way to a situation for which they've been called. Bottom line, it's a matter of safety. Now, I was going to read this license plate number, but I won't. Well, I'm pretty bold, but I'm not stupid.
3 minutes is up.
My 3 minutes is up?
Yep.
I've never spoken for 3 minutes before. No road diet.
Okay, Shirley, please, if you would come up. Is this Shirley Ann Peak?
Yes.
Okay. You have 3 minutes.
Oh, I'm waiting for them.
Oh,
Okay. I've been a resident in here for 76 years. The police and fire have said they are not in favor of this. I think you are being very disrespectful to their reasoning and their judgment. Residents, please listen to this. If you have not voted yet, read the ballot. 2 names on it are against the road diet, and 2 people on it are for the road diet, not for the road diet, I'm sorry. 2 names on it are against the road diet, and one name is in favor of it. No, that's wrong. Yeah, okay. Please keep in mind how serious this is. Our greatest power is the vote. I'm not in favor of the road diet, and I'm not going to vote for it, and I have already cast my ballot for these people. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Darylyn Brown, and I am not in favor of the road diet. I've been living here only 22 years, but I really do love Eastpointe, and I love driving down 9 Mile. And I did try to think about the other person's point of view. How will that help having the streets reduced to 3 lanes? And I keep thinking and thinking, and I really can't think of anything positive that would come out of that. I think that 9 Mile, as people have said, has a lot of traffic. And then I also think, why from Tuscany to Kelly? What point is that making to have the road diet right there? So, and as Mary said, there are no, I guess maybe in Ferndale, they walk around and they do this and do that, but we really don't have that. So, no road diet.
Next, we have Phil DeMaria, Harvey Curley, and Jennifer Nichols. Phil, you're up first.
Good evening, everyone. I want to take just a minute to introduce myself to everybody, or reintroduce to some of you. My parents brought me here, and my brother and sister and I, when I was about 8 months old. I'm 75. I've lived my entire life in this city, and I adore the city of Eastpointe. I served as your county commissioner for 20 consecutive years in this community, working alongside Mayor Harvey Curley in the Eastpointe City Council. And I can tell you something, working with an open-minded administration, we got a lot of things done for the city of Eastpointe and for the people in this community. But unfortunately, things have taken a different turn now. We've heard a number of speakers before me talk about the 3 people on the ballot, and that's very important. There are 2 people, Karen Scott and Rob Baker, that do not support the road diet. They do not, okay? There is one person on the ballot who supports the road diet and has fought hard for this, and that's Cardi DiMonaco. And the best way to tell him you're not happy is to not vote for him in the coming election. And when you do that, folks, and when you do that, you're going to take the 3rd vote away from Mayor Kleinfeld and Ms. Podselik. Those 3 people are controlling the entire tempo of this community. They're not listening to what you and I have to say. And you got to remember something. Our country is built on we the people, not on the 3 people. And I call them the 3 musketeers. But we don't have to put up with that. Vote Cardi DiMonaco out in this election, and it'll help solve this problem, folks. I live on Roxana. I live closer to Stevens. And I'll tell you something, the traffic on our street, the speeders and all that stuff is outrageous. We see it every single day of the week, and we're tired of it. And for our leaders in this community to tell us they want to move 9 Mile Road from the 5 lanes to 3 lanes is ridiculous. It's not only going to cause traffic problems for us, but I'm also a retired police officer, and it's going to create problems for your police departments to get from one point to the other, and our fire department with that huge ladder truck we have. It's not going to get around, folks. There are many good reasons to not have this road diet. Many good reasons. And the number one thing you can do to solve this issue is to vote Cardi DiMonaco out. And I will tell you the other problem is Mayor Kleinfeld's his mama, Veronica Kleinfeld, okay? That's the problem, folks, because while you and I only get 3 minutes up here to talk, she has been sitting hours and hours and days with MDOT and telling them how badly she wants this for our community.
3 minutes is up, sir.
3 minutes, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Curley, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. I hope I get done in time because I don't like to be yelled at. You know, I was going to tell you how long I lived in Eastpointe until my beloved Shirley gets up here and tells you all how long she's been here. But we've been in our house, same house, for 65 years. So when I retired from being the mayor, they said, oh, I guess you're going to go to Royal Oak because that's where your church is. I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to go anywhere. Just briefly for thing, because we were told not to talk about the roundabout, but since it was on the board, it said that $1.5 million. I got an idea. Why don't we take that $1.5 million and fix our local streets? Right. So what you all got to say when you get up here is, I am not in favor of the road diet, because I don't know how they're going to count that. But if you just get up here and say, I really don't like that, and then leave, they don't know if you meant I don't like it, but I'll vote for it anyway. So I just say, I'm not going to vote for it. I don't like it. So that's it with it. Police and fire. It's been said that agencies are both not in favor of this. If the police and fire are not in favor of it, why should we go any further than that? They should be the two. I'm supposed to say why I don't like the road diet. First of all, it's a stupid name. I don't know who now. I don't know who said that, but I don't understand it. What does that mean? I'll be very honest with you. I'm a little frightened right now. I'm frightened because why is the state taking so long? They got two decisions to make: 5 lanes or 3 lanes and 5 lanes. Whoa, that's why I'm scared of. Scared of? That's not very good English. That's why I'm afraid. But I'm not going to choose the whole 3 minutes.
30 seconds.
See? Thank you for coming out. God bless you. I know I'm probably knocked on most of your doors back in 1987 when I ran for 87. God. Anyway, God bless everybody.
And then Jennifer.
Jennifer Nicholas, Eastpointe resident. I understand that our police and fire are not allowed to speak tonight, so I will speak on their behalf. August 17th, 2021, Fire Chief Nick Sage and Public Safety Director George Ruhib both spoke in opposition to a road diet anywhere on 9 Mile, citing concerns with traffic backups that could delay response times. February 6, 2024, during the public hearing for Phase 2, Fire Chief Brian Marquardt and Police Chief Corey Haynes both spoke in opposition to a road diet on 9 Mile due to concerns with traffic backups that could delay response times. Chief Haynes specifically mentioned the traffic backups at Popeye's drive-through that blocks 1 lane of traffic and wondered how people would get through if it was only 3 lanes and the entire through lane was blocked with traffic. As Mr. Deroni mentioned, statistics for police and fire run about over 25,000, 26,000 for police calls per year for 2023, 2024, and we're on track for that again for this year. Fire runs, again, anywhere from 6,500 to 6,900 per year, and that includes MedStar runs. Our MedStar ambulances, we have 2 ambulances on 9 Mile. They're posted at the west end and the east end of 9 Mile, so they're able to get to our city quickly since 9 Mile is our main thoroughfare. Just for comparison, those totals are equal, if not a little bit more, than our neighbors over in St. Clair Shores. St. Clair Shores is double the area of Eastpointe and has 70% higher population. Just to give you an idea of how busy we keep our emergency services here in Eastpointe. The purpose of this road diet, which has been stated at council meetings, is to reduce the number of vehicles traveling on 9 Mile Road. Where are these vehicles supposed to go? During the construction this summer, I, like many other people, saw an increase in traffic on Stevens and Topfer, which are mostly residential streets and have our parks and schools on them. 9 Mile Road is used to get to and from work, to get our kids to and from school. The businesses on 9 Mile are car-oriented. There are 8 drive-throughs in this area. They receive
30 seconds.
deliveries. They use delivery services such as DoorDash. It's all automotive there to reduce it to 3 lanes and hope that it will be a walkable, bikeable area. It's not a safe area for the road diet, and I'm sorry, if police and fire, multiple police chiefs, fire chiefs have been opposed to it, I don't know why we're even talking about it anymore. Thank you.
And now we have Talisha Jones, Carol Reed, and John Solera. Talisha, you're first.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Talisha Jones, and I actually have come from Ferndale. I brought my house, moved from Ferndale, and came here in 2005, and have been a resident for over 20 years. When I came here, the traffic was not as bad. The community, as far as 9 Mile, you didn't hear any siren runs. It was very quiet, crickets, trust me. What they do in Ferndale is not gonna work here. I am opposed, I am against the road bottlenecking, diet, whatever you wanna call it. Public safety is number 1. And common sense ain't common anymore, obviously, because we're talking about this today. If we are here for what's best for the residents and the children, we have to consider what fire and the police are saying. Public safety is number 1. That I also am a delivery driver. I deliver for Ship, and I deliver to a lot of people in this room. I bring groceries to your house so that you can get them. I drive 9 Mile every day. I have to cut down his street by the Durone Hardware to get on 9 Mile because I can't get out of Beaconsfield. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's more car accidents on Beaconsfield every day. It's car accidents on 9 and Kelly every day. It has been people flying down Norton. They're speeding. These kids are out here. We do not need it. Please listen to the police. Please listen to the fire. I've called them twice in the 20 years I've lived here. Response time was excellent, within 4 minutes. You put that road diet there, they're not gonna be able to get to your house. I hate for if I have to call for my husband's having a heart attack. It's a life or death situation. It's going to be life over death because they decided that they want to put that road diet there. Another thing people don't think about is the law. If the police pull someone over, we have to veer over. We can't veer over if there's no lane to veer over, okay? Another thing we have to think about is it's a funeral home on 9 Mile. That funeral home brings a lot of traffic. It's many days I have to pull over for that procession. I can't get to your house to deliver those groceries, so I'm 15, 20 minutes late because I got to wait for that funeral procession. What are we going to do when they're coming down the road? So you got to worry about the police. You got to worry about the fire department. And then you still have to worry about the school buses, which I have to stop for in the morning because we have to let the kids get on safely. So all of those things have to be taken in consideration. And if they're telling you they don't want it, we need to listen to them. It's a reason. They're out here every single day driving that 9 Mile. I'm driving 9 Mile every day. I'm driving Stevens because I can't get down 9 Mile. And now they're building he just told us we're not supposed to talk about the roundabout, but he just said they're going to put the island there. It's done. It's done. They're not giving us a chance to vote. They're just doing it. We are speaking today. We do not want it. Hear us loud and proud. We are against the road diet.
Carol?
Hi, everybody. My name is Carol Reed. I was born and raised here. I say absolutely no to the road diet. I was born and raised here. My grandma and grandpa had a farmhouse across from the Dairy Queen, and it's not broken. Why does it need to be fixed? I personally visited every business on 9 Mile. I live right on the same street as Deroni Hardware. I have my gold star right out in front. And I personally visited every business on 9 Mile. No business wants this. Their business are losing customers. It snows here. We need to have tow trucks if there's an accident. The tow trucks can't even get out. They're in back of Wendy's, so they're not going to be able to get out. So the police don't want it. The fire don't want it. EMS doesn't want it. I live by CVS, so there's Wendy's, Popeyes, Taco Bell, Jay's Fish and Chips, Safety Glass, and not one business wants this. One accident on I-94 will reroute all the traffic right here to 9 Mile, and that'll be a total you-know-what, and that would be 2 swear words. So I just say absolutely no to the road diet. It's a stupid idea, and it does come from Mommy Dearest, Veronica, to her son, and Cardi and Margaret. So no road diet. No.
My name is John Solera. I rise in opposition to the road diet. Unlike most of yous, I moved into Eastpointe in 2020, so I haven't been here that long. I came here because of the housing stock was cheaper, but I had no idea I was going to run into this kind of nonsense when I got here. And I'd like to thank Mr. Deroni and Ms. Nicholas for pointing out the number of police runs that the cops make every year. I say often at council meetings, these police are busy. And I didn't know the numbers, so now I do know. What are they going to do with the 2 lanes? Is Cardi going to obliterate them like Trump is going to obliterate Iran or something? Where are the lanes going? What the heck is going on? Another reason, I'm personally, the gentleman mentioned that the roads were widened in the 70s. And that's because of the automobile business in this area. Now, once again, we have people trying to bring back the automobile industry to Michigan. We have 2 plants at Mound. One Chrysler plant, which is probably a Stellantis plant, and a GM plant. A road diet in 9 Mile is going to actually try to obliterate passage to the plants. We want those plants. We want people from Eastpointe to work in those plants. And so, once again, I'll leave it there because so many good things have been said already. And I do thank the gentleman, whoever, I forget who, telling me Kleinfeld's going to run for judge, because I agree. And it's the first time I've heard it anywhere else. So, thank you. I'm in opposition to the diet.
All right, our next 3, and I apologize in advance if I don't get your name properly. Gary, I believe it's Myron, Kim Konichik, and Dolores Green. And Gary, you're first.
Hi, I'm Gary Myron, Eastpointe resident forever. Anyways, the road diet, not in favor of it. Do not want it. I see a lot of problems. I travel on 9 Mile all the time, every time I go leave, and I'm on the other side of Gratiot. It seems like everybody that don't want the road diet lives on the 9 Mile. The 3 that want it live on the other side. I don't know how often they travel on 9 Mile, but we all live on 9 Mile. We know how it is. Fire and police, I hear runs all day long, all night long. It's just, they don't want it. They're to me, the Bible of the status of how the city road should be, because they deal with it. They could tell you every little incident on the road. So they're on the road all the time. So I would always say when they need something, they should get it. A lot of times they don't get it because of the one councilman. That's why we need Baker and Scott. And, 'cause it's, so I see, okay, people take Stevens and that. Yes, I have taken Stevens and I've been passed. People, hey, you're going 5 over the speed limit. I don't like that. They go around you and going a lot faster. They do that on Topher. I've been plenty of times. Been even on 9 Mile. They'll pass you in the turning lane. We don't need that. That's why the road went to 5 lanes is from 2 lanes, because of traffic gets bigger, and 94, something happens, they're on 9 Mile. 9 Mile, I've seen them lined up almost to the police station or fire station on 9 Mile, getting on to Gratiot. Same on the other side on Kelly. And thank you, and not for the road diet.
Hello, my name is Kim Konachuk. I am not for the road diet, mostly for our seniors. We're all seniors that live here, mostly. Other than renters, they're more of the younger people, but us getting out onto 9 Mile, trying to cross over, it's already hard as it is with the lanes that we do have. But as for our seniors, we have 2 senior homes on 9 Mile? And those folks, they have to go out in their wheelchairs or, and they need more time at the lights. People will pass and run you over. There's a lot of people that run the red light at 9 Mile. And Donald, we could probably build a whole new city on tickets from that alone. And if you want to put a roundabout at 9 Mile and Kelly, they can't adhere to a red light, let alone, we can go in circles. No, not a good idea. I'm not for it. No road diet.
Dolores?
She's not going up.
She's not going to go up? Okay. Dolores, do you have an opinion? Okay.
Her oxygen is short.
Okay.
No road diet.
No road diet. Okay. Got it. All right, so the next 3 are Christine, is it Eatman, Carmela, and Raymond. And Christine, you're first.
First of all, no road diet. Second of all, I live on Roxana. We cannot get out of our street either way at any time. And we're having sheets come to our neighborhood on 9 Mile. We're gonna have a roundabout. When we're gonna be able to get out? There's a special button to push right now at 9 and Kelly for pedestrians to walk. What about a roundabout? How can pedestrians get through? And they're gonna have a pedestrian week next week? It's called a pedestrian week next week from the 19th to the 25th. Why? They don't like pedestrians. They want to kill them on a roundabout. I say no road diet, no roundabout.
Hi, I'm Carmela Leiter. Been in Eastpointe 25 years. I want to make it perfectly clear, I am vehemently opposed to the road diet. Okay? I was at the last meeting when we had I don't know if it was the last one, but one of the meetings when we had must have been like 200 people, and 95% were against the road diet. And our city council and our mayor sat there and voted in favor of it. What a slap in the face to these Eastpointe residents. You know, one of the ladies last time, she said she was a young mother and had 3 kids. And she's like, I don't want the road diet. I want you to fix our parks. The slides were broken, the trash was there. Like, we can spend our money more wisely here. We say we're a family town. That's our tagline, a family town. Let's put our money where our mouth is. You know, let's fix these parks. Let's make the schools safe. Let's have safety. And another thing, for the businesses on 9 Mile, they have been brutally attacked almost, it feels like, with all the construction on 9 Mile. You can't get in. I don't even know how some of these businesses are surviving. To disrupt their business again for a 7-block construction project, that's ridiculous. You're going to, whoever is in favor of this, they say that, they want to bring new businesses in. On the hope that you might bring in new businesses, you're going to penalize the businesses that have been here for years and even decades? That's just ridiculous. You know, it's just a special kind of, fill in whatever adjective you want to use. Yeah, but it's ridiculous. And MDOT, if you're listening, I don't know who called this meeting. I heard through the grapevine that MDOT, listen to maybe you can listen to the citizens of Eastpointe. We are opposed to the road diet. Yes. No road diet.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Raymond Clayton, and I am part of that 30%. Now, we all know us seniors are really not moving around at night. I'm sorry to mean that, but we sure enough are not walking. I want to direct this to the council. For some reason, they don't want to work with the citizens. I say no, because it would cause chaos on 9 Mile. You already got the police officers and fire department on a gag order where they can't say how they actually feel about the situation. Also, the businesses, you already see the businesses. It's hard for you to go up and down 9 Mile and stop at any of the stores to participate. Again, we got to try to change and vote and bring back democracy. I vote no. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to call up the next 3, and then we'll just be about 8 o'clock. We'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll all return. So the next 3 are Larry Edwards, Larry Spokes, and Willie G. Conley Jr.
Good evening. My name is Larry Edwards, and I definitely emphatically oppose for the 3rd, if not 4th time, no for road diet. I don't know how many more times we're going to have to continue to say no. You can take a young lady and she say no. No means no, and what have you. But why doesn't that apply for this situation? And what have you, just keep bringing it back up and what have you. And so there's a main corporate behind this, but we know that there's also a city council person. Well, there are city council people that's on this here for this problem as well. And they continue to go against what the people want. It's supposed to be, as someone already earlier stated and everything, we the people. And whatever, but they continually to ignore it and what have you, no matter how many times that you confront them about it and what have you, they're determined. We know that politics can be corrupt and what have you, and a lot of stuff going on with that. So we need to just get them out of there. We got one that's running up for election this November, and then come for the other 2. No road diet.
Hi, folks. My name's Larry Spokes, and I wanted to talk real quick here. Back when we first started road diets, myself, David Derone, okay, we set up some kind of press conference with Channel 7, and we got him over to David Derone's, and we talked about that, and Ellie Hoxie was there. We did all this. We got this together, and we put pressure on this council, because after that, they did a revote after a while, and they found out that they just might be in trouble politically. So they revoted, and they revoted to stop the road diet on that part. Okay, now we're on this road diet. Okay, this one's already done. I mean, no matter what we say here or do, I'm sure they already voted in their mind. They got a leader on this council that's going to progress to the other two people that vote with this situation to make it always always win. So in reality, we're never going to win that part. But if MDOT gives the money out and they know that the people are dissatisfied and they figure that this is not going to work, they're not going to give that money out because they don't want to give up money to a bad situation. So yes, we're against no road diet. I'm against no road diet. I know most of these people here are against no road diet. We're not going to win this unless we stand up like we do and let them understand that. But MDOT is the key. It's not the city, and it's not the council. These people are trying to make their political career advance in that at our expense. And the reality is we put these people in office to serve us. If they don't serve us, it's time for us to get them out. So it's time for us to recall these people and get these people out of office that don't listen to the people. We got enough of that in Washington. It's time for us, the American people, not political people, American people, to take charge of America.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Willie G. Conley, Jr. I've been in Eastpointe for the last 25 years. My three questions I have for anyone in here. What is the purpose of the road diet? That's like a mission. What is the purpose? Not a freaking thing. Another thing, what does the city of Eastpointe have to offer? We're not Ferndale. We're not Roseville. We're too freaking small. This is a senior citizen area. And the thing about it is, we as the senior citizens need to stand up and get the rest of the individuals out there on the block to get out their derrieres and come out here and do what we want them to do. We need to put people that are going to represent us in the council. We need to get myself as a military 36 years, I wouldn't mind being on the council. Because it would be, when I was always religious, when you start a meeting, you start off with prayer. Number two, you say a pledge of what? What's the preamble to the who? Constitution. Those are the things that we need to start practicing at home and start saying to them. And also with that diet, or reducing the streets, as they call it, how many businesses are going to be hurt by that? There, if you go down 9 Mile now, how many buildings are empty? Okay? There's a VFW hall right there, right? Have you ever seen anybody in there? That's because those guys are sitting there wishing and hoping that somebody would come in there from the former military. Let's represent our military personnel. I served this country. I served and did it well. I think I'll do a darn good job on the council if I ran. All I need to do is get a voice. I'm not in favor of the road diet.
You are a patriot.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's just about 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick break. Restrooms are down at the end of the hall. The next up at 8:05 will be Dr. Early, then Craig Wadecki, and Wendy Watts. See you in a few.
All right, everyone. We're about to get started. Come on inside. Let's get started.
All right, we'll reconvene this public forum. And again, our first one up will be Dr. Early. The second one will be Craig Wadecki. And the third will be Wendy Watts.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Geneva Early, and I'm a 16-year Eastpointe resident. I'm here today to say one thing. When I first heard about this, I was very conflicted because I had so many videos and talking and people going through situations about the road diet. But none of those people been on the road diet. They never go to ride on the road diet. They never see how the traffic's affecting people who actually live and work in those communities. So I'm not conflicted anymore. I'm totally against it. My question is to whoever the powers that be, what are we gonna do about our 15-foot buses that come down with our children? How are you gonna be able to turn onto 9 Mile or drive on 9 Mile or go into Spindle, and how you gonna go in that with them big buses? How are we gonna make sure that our children are safe and be able to play on the streets that the road diets come off of? And then you're gonna cancel our roads and make them one-ways? Okay, so a person who suffers from a heart condition such that I do, what's gonna happen when I need the fire truck to get from 9 Mile over to Universal to pick me up while they try to navigate through one-ways? What are we gonna do for people who need, that has a house fire, or if there's a shooting, or if there's anything going on? How are we gonna get those policemen to be able to get to them, because the road diet has now brought our lanes from 5 to 3. And then can you please answer me a question? In the 70s, we made sure that we were growing and they changed the roads from 3 to 5. What changed when we are now a growing city that you want to change them back from 5 to 3? Can you please understand that? I don't understand. Why y'all keep trying to fix something that is not broke? Thank you. No road diet.
Well, that one's certainly a hard one to follow. First of all, I am against the road diet. I'm a 46-year resident of this town, very proud resident of this town. I want to applaud something that I haven't heard much. There are still people that use that crosswalk at Kelly and 9. I distinctly see a gentleman every day who's, God bless him, who's afflicted somehow physically, and he's got a cart behind him. And you see him limp across that. God bless him for doing it, but how does he do it when you've got a lot of chaos over there? Is this going to affect the I-94 9 Mile exit? I've heard that. And how do you expect semis who go to Mr. Deroni's businesses, who go to the schools to deliver the lunches, who go to CVS, who go to the supermarket, how do they go? And on top of that, how are we going to acquire the property to make that roundabout? You're not just going to use the existing property for that roundabout. So, again, I applaud the people that put the numbers out there, because there's enough political BS going on in Washington, and I don't want it trickling down here. I just want common sense. That's all. Keep the politics out of this. Let's get this road diet shut off. Thank you.
Hello, well, my name's Wendy Watts, and we've lived in Eastpointe for 25 years. We lived just south of 8 Mile for 10 previous, and we were on 9 Mile a lot then too. But I just, mostly I'll be reiterating what other people have been saying, but it just doesn't make sense for safety, as the police and the fire have talked about. It'll slow response times down for safety, because they say the road diet is supposed to cause traffic calming. And so that's gonna make it safer, because traffic will be calmer going on 3 lanes than 5. Well, a few things. For one thing, I mean, you take 5 lanes and then narrow it down to 3, the congestion is gonna cause a lot of turmoil. That traffic has to go somewhere. So then you've got less safe side streets. The traffic has to cut through side streets to get diverted to 10 Mile or 8 Mile, however they're gonna get to the freeway or to get to work. People have to get to work. People visit family. We have family in Chesterfield and Macomb. We babysit for our grands. They come to our house. We go to theirs. I mean, everybody has these kind of issues. You know, they go places by the freeway. That we're a main thoroughfare to the freeway right there. And they say it'll make it more walkable. They want to make it like Ferndale, a strollable street. Well, they could fix the sidewalks that are there, maybe put up some more street lights or benches or flower pots or something. But to narrow it down to 3 lanes just doesn't make sense for, like that roundabout at 9 and Kelly. I don't know who thinks they can cross with a bike. They say better for bikes too. Bikes or pedestrians at a roundabout. That makes no sense. How are you going to cross at a roundabout where there's no light to say who gets to go? And I would think the police would even have trouble wherever they are. But policing a roundabout, how do you say, okay, who had the right of way in this crash, when, you know, everybody is always trying to figure out who has to yield to who? And I mean, I'm 67, so I know I'm an old fogey. You know, maybe you young people can do roundabouts, but I'll bet if everybody was honest, everybody has trouble at roundabouts, just about everybody. But and then if you think, oh, I have to yield, but the other guy is well, if they're going, or I have the right of way,
30 seconds.
They don't look like they're stopping. My time's up. Is that what? 30 seconds. Anyhow, no road diet.
All right, next on the list is Benny Stubenrauch, Robin Newberry, and Rose, I can't quite pronounce your last name. I'm going to give it a shot. Acuso? Curso. Okay, Benny, you're up first.
Hello. I guess I'm going to do something a little crazy or insane here. I'm going to try to apply some logic to this. Well, wait a minute. Hear me out. If you go to 8 Mile, it's about 5 lanes in each direction. We currently have 5 lanes at 9 Mile. And if they think reducing traffic or lanes, we had an experience of that this year with the construction. I don't think it worked too well. I mean, I saw half-mile backups at Gratiot and 9 Mile. So why do we want to do that? And then if you go on 9 Mile St. Clair Shores, you can drive right into Lake St. Clair, 5 lanes. If you go to Warren, 5 lanes. Highland Park, Hazel Park, I'm sorry, 5 lanes. So why they want to reduce it, and then if you go down from 5 to 3 from Tuscany to Kelly, you call that a bottleneck. And I think we know why you call that a bottleneck. And 10 Mile, 5 lanes. Our mile roads, from what we know, are main drags in this area, so it doesn't make sense to reduce the lanes on 9 Mile at all. And I can't say I'm for the roundabout either, so I'm just, that's the logic as I see it for the whole thing, so, and I'm not for it.
I'm not for the
the road diet. I'll start there. My name's Robin Newberry. I've only lived in Eastpointe 13 years. So I'm kind of a newbie. As far as the police and fire go, it's not going to be conducive at all. If you have to call them, I did EMS for 15 years in Oakland County, but most of the ambulance crews do not live in the city that they work in. They said MedStar sits at one end and the other. You don't get the same crew. You cut that down, they don't even know where they're going to begin with. Now you've got the road all confused for them. They're not going to know where to go. You're going to have really bad response times. So I don't think the roundabout or the road diet is a very good idea.
Hello. My name is Rose Curso. I've lived here almost all my life. And as the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's like, and there's, what's about common sense ain't so common lately anymore in this city. When they want to, when they call something road reduction, like road diet, diet. When you think of diet, you think of making something smaller and more economical, dieting. Well, they want to squander our tax-paying money on something that's going to cost so much, That money can be appropriated to such worthy, great projects to, do something great in the city and not spend it on a road diet, reducing things. Nobody wants that. We want to see our city built up in better ways. And, why are they spending such time and effort on doing something that our city doesn't want, our people don't want, I'm not for this road diet. Isn't that crazy word, diet? Does that make sense, diet, When we want diet, you look forward to reducing things for a positive reason. This diet thing is just the opposite, Come on now. Listen, people don't want it. So I'm not for it, needless to say.
Next, we'll have Nora, I believe it's Mauer, John Watts, and Christine Landino.
Hi, I'm going to be real quick here. I do not want the road diet. We already have enough traffic on 9 Mile. They're letting Sheetz open up a new gas station. So that's going to bring even more traffic, but now they want to make the road smaller. I'm not for it at all.
My name is John Watts, and we've been here 25 years. This is my wife. You probably heard my wife earlier. My first thought was I need to apologize for these people for being redundant, but I don't think I really do because I'm a no road diet for sure. And I guess the value of so many people coming up and saying the very same thing is that some people, decision makers, will get it through their heads that this community does not want the road diet. I can think of multiple reasons against the road diet. I can't think of one for it. So I'm just going to come up with just tell you a few. The choke point idea of people coming to work from Warren or other communities coming east on to 94. The choke point's going to be a real issue on a daily basis. And those people, like my wife said, they say, well, just go down this street or that street or whatever. That's going to be the second problem because our children are out there playing. We're seniors. We're walking around with their dogs and everything. We're going to have people that are going to be late for work coming down. Thankfully, I live on Melrose Court, so they're not going to come down my street. They're going to hit a house at the end of the street. But they will be coming down other streets nearby. And as I understand before, that some of the streets will even be closed off. If I'm right, there's going to be some curbing and stuff like that, which makes no sense. That means you're going to have a few streets that are going to have a lot of traffic coming, both toward 10 Mile and both toward 8 Mile. So that's going to be a problem for our children and our other people in our community. Police and fire have already said their piece. Maybe those, they're going to be diverted also. So who wants a fire truck coming down their street to get to a place where they could have got there if they would have been able to get through on 9 Mile? And like I'm saying, when we have a lot of traffic coming there, and especially during times when people are trying to get to work, that's going to be an issue. That will be an issue. It will take, see Mr. Deroni here in the front seat, it will take away from our businesses. And that's, we've got so many businesses there that are going to take a hit. And
30 seconds.
Hit to our tax base also. One positive thing about the road diet I can say is I've always been a little perplexed when I go to pull the lever for somebody who's on our city council. I say, is this person good? Is that person good? I don't know much about this one. I got it all cleared up now.
Christine, are you still here? No, doesn't appear she is. All right, we'll move on then. We'll move on to Steve Gunn, John Guenberg, and Steve Johnson. So Steve Gunn, you're up first.
I'm against the road diet, and I don't want to repeat what everybody's already said. There's nothing new I can possibly tell you, so I'm gonna make this personal. You've all heard that saying, it's not personal, it's just business. Well, it's personal and it's business for me. My son, or my father and me, we started the car wash at 9 Mile in Saxony 55 years ago. We've been washing your cars for 55 years. My son is now the owner, and you talk to any business person here, these business owners will tell you it is personal. Every business on 9 Mile has taken a big hit. A lot of them are hanging on by a shoestring. This is tough. This is tough. When you have a traffic count that's down, what, I don't even know, 30, 40, 50%, and you're depending on those people to show up, they're not there now. They're sneaking down 9 Mile, or, chauffeur. They're finding another way to avoid this road. When it's done, it'll be good. We can get it back, and it's going to take a while, but we're resilient. We'll bring it back. We'll make it work. But it is personal. I'm sorry, it really is, and it's just not right. It's not right what's happening. You can't just add 7 blocks of walkable city and think that this is going to work. First of all, 2 weeks from now, we're going to be hitting November, December, January. Who's out there walking for the next 6 months? You want to go take a nice little stroll for 7 blocks on 9 Mile, middle of January? You're going to be pretty lonely out there, I got to tell you. I've been against this from the beginning. It's been going on for years now. It's time to wrap this up. It's time to finish this job, get it done right. We need 5 lanes out there. I'm opposed to this road diet, and I think that's what we need to do.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Groenberg. Been in the community for a minute or two. Actually, we're in our 4th generation of my family is being raised in this community as I speak. My family moved here in 1941. I'm only 65, so I wasn't here for the whole period of time, but we have been here for quite some time. I am against the road diet, reduction, whatever you want to call it, but I'm not here to speak against the road diet, reduction, or whatever you want to call it. I'm here to speak for maintaining the 5 lanes, okay? We are primarily a residential community. That's what we're all about. We're not about attracting people to our community. The businesses on Gratiot and 9 Mile are an outgrowth of the community and the residents, is what it's really about. That's what we really need to maintain.
If you haven't noticed, did anybody drive down 9 Mile recently? Because I did tonight. On the portion that's been somewhat completed. But I can see in my head, God forbid that it's taken this long to do it. Because we started out at Beechwood on 9 Mile at about 3 years ago, I think it is now. And now we still haven't gotten anything completely all the way down to Kelly yet, and we're still beating a dead horse, okay? I want to speak on the 5 lanes. I drove down that section this evening before I came here, and you want to know what? It's going to look good. Yeah. It's going to look good. When they remove those barrels and they sweep and they got the nice green sod along the boulevard now, it looks pretty good. And you want to know what? If you want businesses along 9 Mile, which is what the objective should be, making 9 Mile as appealing as possible is good. And if I drove down that section, I'm thinking if I was going to open up a business, this would be a nice place to open it up, where the 5 lanes are. Yeah. Where the 5 lanes are. So even though it took so long and some beating up and things getting done, I want to thank us for at least getting this far, and that section of road is going to look nice. Please, no road diet, reduction, or whatever you want to call it, okay? Take a ride down the 5 lanes, take a look at it, let's clean it up, let's get it ready to go, and if there's a business that wants to move into 9 Mile, it's going to look pretty appealing. Thank you.
Good evening, folks. My name is Stephen Johnson. I am not in favor of the road diet. I have a couple of scattered thoughts, so please bear with me. Recently, then, my wife and I had the opportunity to visit Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's right at the base of the Smoky Mountains. It's a really nice town. There's a lot to do. They have 2 lanes on their main street through Gatlinburg, and there's hotels and mini golf and attractions and roller coasters, and bring a lot of people there. There's a lot of traffic, very hard to get anywhere, and that's a tourist town where they're trying to bring people. Eastpointe is not a tourist town. Eastpointe is a family town. Eastpointe's goal is to raise families, to build a thriving community. It's not to bring a whole bunch of people to a road that they can't get through. I have concerns about that. The thing about when you reduce the roads is that the traffic doesn't just disappear. It has to go somewhere, right? So it's going to be backed up onto our side streets. People trying to get to different places. It will reduce traffic to businesses, which is a huge concern. It will increase traffic on local roads by our schools and our neighborhoods where our children are. I'm concerned about that. We've had a little bit of a trial run of the road diet in the construction that we've had recently, and everyone in here can see, if you've been on 9 Mile, that it's been problematic, right? There's backups. Anytime there's an accident, it's a major backup. Police and fire trying to get through, semis trying to get through. It's just very unmanageable. And so, especially with the comments, I really appreciate the data that was given by Mr. Deroni on the police and the fire numbers, and also speaking about how they are opposed. In my opinion, it should be a cut and dry case that we are opposed as a community to the road diet. So I am not in favor of the road diet. Thank you.
And so I understand that Christine Landino did not hear me call her name originally, so if you would come up now. Thank you. And then we'll go from there. After Christine, we'll have Lisa, I'll just say letter A for last name, David Robbins, and AVDI, Woodside. Those will be the next 3 after Christine.
I just want to say I am totally against this road diet. And I also want to bring up something about the roundabout at 9 Mile and Kelly. Some of the research that I've done on the roundabout, there is no set size for the roundabout. However, it must be able to accommodate the largest vehicle traveling through it. Would be an 18-wheeler. So what businesses are going to get cut out on that corner to accommodate enough room for a 18-wheeler to make it around those curves? And with sheets impacting the area, we're obviously going to have more semis traveling 9 Mile. So, and what businesses, again, will be close to have the roundabout? And is there a reason that City Council does not understand the word no? I mean, we've repeated it
We know you do, Harvey. You know, this is what, the third time that we're bringing this up? I mean, this is getting to be ridiculous. And apparently the proponents believe that if you build it, they will come. Well, I got a news flash for you. Y'all in a field of dreams. No road diet.
All right, Lisa, you're next.
Hello, Lisa Heber, Eastpointe resident, on and off for 54 years. I am very disgusted because what everybody said in this room has been said for years. I'm disgusted that we have a mayor that's only after his own goals, a judgmentship. From what I've seen in this room, the man does not deserve to sit as a mayor, let alone a judge. Secondly, Carly DeMonico has spent way too much time in this town and made way too many bad decisions. Gotta go. I live on Topher. Podolski, she's a piece of work on her own. Let me just say that. I live on Topher. We've had continued people coming down the road because of the construction between Gratiot and Kelly. I live across from St. Veronica's. There is only one cross street going north and south, and that's at Pleasant View School. I have been bugging for 8 years for Eaton Academy to have stop signs. I am sick and tired of this city stating MDOT, MDOT, MDOT. MDOT only has regulations on 8 Mile because it's borderline Topher, and on Hayes because it borderlines Eastpointe. Every other person and idiot here in this city that states we have to talk to MDOT is a liar. I went down to MDOT in person. They have no jurisdiction over any of our roads. So these people are lying to us, and I'm sick of it. I've been bothering for a stop sign since 2017, so I can sit on my front porch and watch the children cross the street properly. These idiots, including DeMonico and Kleinfeld, who are parking on Topher, which anybody who's lived here for a long time knows that's dangerous, especially going around the turn at St. Veronica's. I've personally had my fence knocked down 5 times. Now, you know how many people I've seen jump the
30 seconds.
into St. Veronica's parking lot? 8 years and we still have no stop signs. Every school in this city should have a stop sign. Stop with the goddamn road diet. Put our money to the police department. Get rid of our DPW and put a new DPW that's strong in place.
3 minutes. Okay, David, are you here?
My name is David Robbins. I'm a citizen of Eastpointe, and I'm not going to speak on the cons of the road diet because y'all said it. I'm going to speak on the disrespect that y'all have for the citizens of Eastpointe. We pay y'all salary. We pay all this. And for y'all to just say, we don't care what y'all say or how y'all feel and what y'all think, that's downright hateful. Why do you hate your citizens? It makes no sense. If y'all want to keep y'all positions, do right by the people. And that's all I got to say about that.
Hello, my name is Audie Woodside, and to the council, I am against the road diet. I firmly believe that you cannot make Eastpointe walkable without public transit. human-scaled infrastructure, and more community engagement. If you want a road diet, then you first need to get public transit across the county. If you really want a road diet, then you need to get public transit across the Metro Detroit area. Because when you look up walkable cities, you get Boston, New York, DC, Philly, places with various modes of transportation, streets that can handle a lot of pedestrian traffic, and town squares for the public. If you want a walkable city, take what they've done and scale it to the size of Eastpointe and across Southeast Michigan. People can have obligations anywhere. I've had work in Troy, school in Detroit, I have family in Westland. You need to make traveling across the metro area accessible to people first to get them off the roads. And when we, the people, ask you, the council appointed by the people, to serve us, to fulfill your role, that's when we get a road diet, when we ask for a road diet. It's not the other way around where you impose something on us that we don't want or need and make Eastpointe an inconvenient place to drive through because we still need our cars to get to other places. I hate driving through Royal Oak and I hate driving through Ferndale because it's only walkable to the people who have access to get to those streets conveniently. If you don't live off 9 Mile or Main Street, it's not walkable. You still have to drive to get there. And I've been driving through those cities. It's very congested. People drive recklessly. The traffic, because they ignoring traffic and the people ignoring the street lights. I don't like driving over there because it's a pain. And that's what Eastpointe would become with this road diet. And even if we did have a road diet, where's the infrastructure for the people? Where are the wide, smooth sidewalks to support the people supposedly walking in the first place? And where are the bikes and the scooters open to the public that would actually require bike lanes? What about benches for when people want to rest between their trips? Or like a big meeting area where the people can sit and mingle, hold events for ourselves? Because you can't walk down the sidewalk without bumping shoulders to the person next to you. You have to walk single file if someone crosses your path. When you bike, oh my goodness, there are so many people who don't even have a bike. Why would I have any need for a bike?
30 seconds.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Sorry. But my point is, we have to be able to meet and converse as a community so that we can figure out what we need for ourselves and tell you what we want. And then you implement that for us. It doesn't go the other way around. No to the road diet.
Okay, next up will be Stephen Hummentree, Cindy Federley, and Karen Scott. So Stephen, you have the floor.
Can this mic be moved so I'm not obscured by the podium? Does it? Yeah, because I don't think it moves, but you got one? Perfect. Cool. I've been asked to wait for volume. Okay. First of all, whoever the person is that I had an outburst at earlier, I would like to apologize. My name is Stephen Hammontree. I live north of 9 Mile within the city, and I have for about 23 years. I cannot safely drive a car, not just don't, not just won't, can't. Some of you may recognize me from past city council meetings. And if so, you may notice something different about how I got here today. I'm in a wheelchair because of an unsafe 9 Mile road. I want safe streets for everyone so that when I can get out of the dang thing, I'm not gonna end up back in it later. And so in general, I would be in favor of the idea of a road diet. Slowing down drivers would mean that if a crash happens, it's not gonna be so dangerous. So I'm in favor of a road diet. But I want to emphasize sentence. Council's plan here is not the way to do that. When I've gone biking, sometimes I can't avoid riding on the sidewalk, and I'm sick of nearly being hit by drivers that when they see a stop sign, they'll stop at the road instead of the sidewalk. Rolling over the crosswalk before stopping if I'm going up the sidewalk like this and someone comes out of the sidewalk, out of the road like that, that's gonna be a bad crash. And if the sidewalk's down here, that's gonna be an even worse crash because they'll be at a higher speed. I also don't like the idea of removing the bus stops from the travel lane. I've been on buses that have been stuck in the off lane, traffic going by without anyone letting the bus back in. Making the bus wait to get back in the road will slow everyone down, degrading the quality of service, which would put more buses on the road. The way some people drive, I also agree with people saying the roundabout won't work. In theory it will, but not really in practice. I've heard a lot of people mention Ferndale, and I kind of like the idea of doing what Ferndale did with 9 Mile east of Woodward. I recognize I'm probably in the minority about that. But to summarize, my say is yes, road diet, but not this road diet.
30 seconds.
Hi, Cindy Federley, longtime resident of Eastpointe. I am opposed to the road diet to start. I am not going to reiterate everything that's already been said, but I do have a couple of comments to add. Nobody's really talked about the traffic between Kelly and I-94. Right now, it's awful to get in or out of any of those streets and the businesses. If you have a road diet at Kelly, you'll never be able to turn out of those businesses onto 9 Mile Road. It will take forever. There's a Secretary of State there, a busy grocery store, Aldi's, the dollar store. That's just gonna be a disaster. The other thing I want to mention is closing off some of the streets and the access for the vehicles, like the fire truck and the police, to have to go down other streets to get to a home on fire, and getting the fire trucks out of that street, backing up, that's not viable. I just don't see how this is gonna work. The one thing that is positive out of all of this is that it has brought our community together. We're all supporting each other, standing together, letting council know what we think, and I think that's the only positive thing with this whole mess, and I do oppose the road diet.
Good evening. My name is Karen Scott. I am the one currently running for city council. I work at Macomb Montessori Academy. When I'm in the office, I serve parents that live in Warren and Eastpointe. And so I've had a few parents run into me in the office, and when their first question is, are you the Karen Scott that's running for city council? And I'm responding yes, and they're like, so are you gonna be the Karen that's against the road diet? And I'm like, yes. I know so many people believe, they're asking me, please state your position on the road diet. I'm a mother, a wife. I lived in Eastpointe for about 5 years. And what I love about Eastpointe the most is that it's a family town. My kids, they run up and down the street. It's safe. We know our neighbors. When I talk to the business owners on 9 Mile, their main concern is their business. Most of these businesses have been in the city for a very long time. It seems like 9 Mile's always under construction. We do not need another construction plan on 9 Mile. We need to allow these businesses to thrive and grow. So I'm just here to make it clear that I am against the road diet.
And then our next three are Greg Fleming, Ryan Smith, and Diana Jones.
Good evening. I'm Greg No Road Diet Fleming. Because I read articles saying that our council people did not understand. We were saying no road diet. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm not going to reiterate, but I have some facts here for you folks. In 2020, we did a count of our streets, our traffic up and down 9 Mile. Does anybody remember what 2020 was all about? 70% of the people were not working. Eastpointe was at 85% capacity. Numbers were skewed. Oh, let's do a road diet. 2025, they did it again. What's going on 9 Mile? Construction. Once again, the numbers are skewed. Folks, they're lying to us. Now, people say, well, let's look like Ferndale. Has anybody been to downtown Rochester during the holidays? Main Street, how many lanes are there? Down the main street. Yep, beautiful down there. So we don't need need this. Another point of emphasis here. I heard people talk about it. People crossing at a roundabout. Have you ever really seen anybody try to manage one of those? Okay, what is the first thing that happens when you hear lights and siren? We stop. That's going to really screw up a roundabout. Okay. Another thing I want to point out. So 4 years ago, my wife had a stroke. I had to call. City of St. Clair Shores is a mutual aid to the city of Eastpointe. St. Clair Shores responded, which means they had to come from the other side of 94 into Eastpointe. If we would have had a road diet, time was of the essence for my wife. She was an AFib. She's having a stroke. 1 minute, 2 minutes, either way, could have cost her life. Okay? I am totally against no road diet. Don't want it. Don't need to see it. Period. End of sentence. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Ryan Smith. I moved to East Detroit, then to Eastpointe, right on the other side of these flags in '91. I got my own house when I became an adult, raised a family in this town. Me and my wife, we both graduated from East Detroit. I was married a block over at the City Hall, so I love this town. I'm opposed. I don't want a road diet, and thank you, Mr. Droney, for the statistics. I love them because when this came about, I looked it up. I didn't know much about it, but I don't get to go to these much because I'm a Freemason for Ferndale. So I got a lot of brothers that are in Ferndale, and they don't have a lot of good things to say about road diet. So I looked up the statistics, and it said they do it to make the roads safer. And statistically, it says it does, but they omit what the other road statistics, safety-wise, are. Because I believe Benny was saying, you got logic here. If you got a leak in your boat, you're not gonna throw a bigger bucket away and grab a smaller bucket to get that water out. So I'm against this road diet, and let's stop this. Let's stop it.
Good evening. Diana Ernest-Jones. I am not in favor of the road diet. This is my third or fourth time speaking on this topic, but for some reason, our city council can't listen to what the residents and businesses are saying, which is no to the road diet and roundabout. Council is acting like a child that keeps asking their parent for the same thing over and over again, hoping that the answer is gonna be different. The answer is still no. Hopefully, MDOT can be the other parent of reason and tell them no and put their foot down to this finally. This proposed lane reduction didn't make sense when it was first presented, and it makes even less sense now after we have the 5 lanes finished from Gratiot to Tuscany. It also doesn't make sense when the police and fire are against it as well. Council has been saying they want 9 Mile to be more walkable, yet the type of businesses on 9 Mile don't really support that need. And people within walking distance of the businesses cannot sustain their business, so they need people to drive in from outer areas. People can walk down 9 Mile with 5 lanes. It's more important that the drivers be able to conveniently and safely get to where they are going. With 3 lanes, I've witnessed buses stopping traffic, cars turning right, stopping traffic. I've been passed by people in the turn lane while I'm waiting in traffic. It's not safe, and people are too impatient. I've always remembered what my first design professor told me many, many years ago. Before you design anything, you should study how people are using similar spaces. People use 9 Mile to get to where they need to go. They're driving to work, they're driving to school, they're driving their kids to sports. We want to get to where we need to go. We need to get to 94. No road diet. And can we please open up the completed lanes already?
All right, next on the list is Clark Pata, Mary Winkler, and Marty Sykes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Clark Pata. I am opposed to the road diet. So my family owns the grocery store on 9 and Kelly. So we've been there since 2007. And I can tell you, our biggest concern is public safety. We have emergencies that happen all the time. The biggest thing is access. So if you're calling, you're calling 911 to get the police department there, and they need access to get in and out. We have issues that occur there all the time. That's one of the biggest concerns. The other concern is obviously the construction that's been going on, this past, year or so, and it's affected our business. We're down 30% at least in our gross sales overall. And, that's really affected us, right? So we're right on the hard corner of 9 and Kelly. We've been there since 2007. We're there 18 plus years. It's a family-owned business, and we're losing a lot of our clientele to other cities. And that's a big concern. The next big thing I can tell you is Secretary of State. Our family, we're developers. Secretary of State reaches out to us to relocate, to go to different locations. And we got Secretary of State to come to the city of Eastpointe because of access at St. Clair Shores. So with this being an issue, we could potentially even lose Secretary of State and they go to another city. So that's a big concern for us as well. We are not for the road diet. We are against it. Our business has been affected over the years because of all this construction that's been going on. And as everyone's been saying, why fix something that's not broken? So, thank you.
Mary, are you here? Mary Winkler? No? We'll move on to Marty Sykes. Is she outside? Well, if she comes back in, we'll let her speak. Marty, are you here? Marty Sykes? Okay, we'll move on now to Walter Jacobiak. And then Nika, little last initial D. So Walter and Nika.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Walter Jacobiak. I've been here 55 years. The last 25 years I've been active in the city. And I fought for stuff that made our city better. Him and I fought against the RTA. How many of you remember that? He does. Okay, what are we all doing here tonight? We're talking to one another. We're wasting our time. We all know about the road diet. Where are the three idiots that should be sitting here? They're not here. Margaret's sitting out there. Okay? She can stay there. They're not going to listen to us. They haven't listened to us, and they're never going to listen to us. So how do we win this thing? We take Cardi DeMonico off council. Yeah. Okay? If you've never voted before, vote this time. Okay? And vote for Karen Scott. But we need a lot of people. So how do we do that? How many of you go to church here in Eastpointe? Go to church this Sunday, ask the pastor if you can talk to the people in the church and tell them about the road diet, tell them to get rid of him, and tell them to vote for Karen Scott. Now, maybe that'll be enough, maybe it won't. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to quit. I'm going to walk my street for 3 blocks. I'm going to knock on doors, meet people, and tell them about the road diet. And then I'm going to tell them, vote for Karen Scott and not Cardi DeMonico. We all have to do that. Nothing good comes easy. If you quit now, they're going to win. Okay? So we got to get off our asses and do something. Go to church, talk to the pastor so you can talk to the people there, and then talk to your neighbors. And if you do that, we can win this thing. No road diet. I want a full plate of road, 5 lanes.
Nika, are you here? All right, we'll move on then. Rob Baker and then Bridget.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rob Baker. I get to serve up here with Councilman Curley, if you guys didn't figure that out by his applause. But I wanted to be counted amongst the number that is in opposition to the road diet. We've talked about it at length. We have to show support for our first responders. Our police and fire have spoken against it. They told us about the hazards that they see, and we have to be supportive of them. The residents have come out repeatedly and told us in great number that they're against the road diet. We work for the residents. We work for the good of the residents. And so that is also why I am in opposition to the road diet. Also, our business owners have come out and told us the hazards that they see, the constraints that it puts on their businesses. How do we attract new businesses if we don't take care of what we have? If I'm a business owner and I want to invest in a city, but I see that you don't take care of the businesses that you have, I'm probably going to go elsewhere. We have to take care of our businesses. We have to listen to our residents, and we have to support our first responders. And I wanted to be accounted amongst the number that is in opposition to the road diet and also potentially the roundabout. I don't understand how you funnel traffic into a roundabout area, especially with gas stations, with our grocery stores and other businesses there. We have pharmacies there, urgent care over there. We have a car wash that's just a little bit west of where this road diet is. We have to support our businesses, and we don't need to make unnecessary constraints. We still can invest in our city. We still can invest in our businesses, but we have to listen to you all. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brigitte. Now, I've been a resident of Eastpointe for 12 years, and I have been waiting for this meeting because I really don't understand why you would want to shrink the roads. Why do you want to add more congestion to the area? You can't even get lights at 9 Mile and Gratiot. Let's start there before you shrink roads. Disrespectful, rude. You don't care about your residents. How long has this been going on? How long have people been saying no to the diet? Thank you for speaking up all the time. How long? How much longer? Just say no. What's the point? What's the purpose? Follow the money. Follow the money. That's where it is. That's where it is. Period, point blank. Common sense doesn't make sense anymore. Follow the money. That's the main thing. No road diet.
Thank you. Before we go any further, I'll call out some names that had signed up just to see if they might have been out in the hallway and missed me calling them. Mary Winkler, are you here? No? Marty Sykes, are you here? Nika, are you here? All right. And then our final person tonight will be Ian McCain.
Good to go, Elkie? Okay. Dear beloved community in the Gateway to Macomb County, I would like to commend you for your time, energy, insight, and activism, whether you are in support or against the road diet. 9 Mile is, for all intents and purposes, our main street. We have a number of legacy businesses, chain restaurants, and new small businesses on the corridor, as well as thousands of residents that live in close proximity to the road. We owe it to them, regardless of whether or not the City Council decides to maintain 5 lanes or reduce 9 Mile to 3 lanes, to utilize the funding available to reconstruct the road. The worst case scenario for the City of Eastpointe would be to forfeit the grant funding we've received and keep the same old tattered thoroughfare. I understand why many of you are against the road diet. I empathize and understand why you feel this way. I wish we could have approached this among some other issues differently and that we're able to do a better job in the future. I hope you heed my sentiments as they are sincere, and I hope will help us work together in a more positive and proactive manner. To the Eastpointe Mayor and City Council members, I encourage you and look forward to working with you to share information and educate the community on potential and known hot button issues, as well as general information about city work and processes. Most of us are not experts in urban planning, economic development, engineering, finance, or a variety of other disciplines. Therefore, it's on the city to share case studies and similar information so we can avoid misunderstanding, misinformation, anger, and frustration, because when there's not clear communication, because there is not always clear communication about what the city is doing and why they're doing it, whether this comes directly from you and or you rely on your administrative team, I believe this would improve the community building process for everyone involved. I'm here to work with you towards these ends. To the business owners, especially those on 9 Mile, it's great to see you out this evening. I hope if you're not already a member that you join our East Side Community Chamber, which has been serving the community for over a century. I hope you check out the economic development section on our website for small business resources. I hope you talk about why you love doing business in Eastpointe, and through your positive words, bring new and innovative businesses to 9 Mile Road and throughout the city. I hope you share your thoughts to help us shape the creation of our new economic development strategy. Finally, reach out to Eastpointe's Economic Development Department as it exists to provide resources to start and grow your business. To my fellow residents, especially those that live near 9 Mile, I hope we see you at community building events in the future. In the very near future, please engage with the open house boards in our lobby and take the online or paper survey to help
3 seconds.
our master plan. Thanks, Elkie. And create an economic development strategy. Sign up to serve on one of our local boards or commissions and talk to the city clerk's office if you're interested in working the upcoming and future elections. Start a block club. Attend an upcoming city council meeting, school board meeting, or county commission meeting. Volunteer Urban Seed. Join a local church or community organization. Run for office. If this is one of your first
Minutes, time's up.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time left. Is there anyone here who has signed up at the last minute who would still like to speak? Or is there anyone in the audience who ran out of time and feels they have a little bit more to say? If you do, please come on up, take a seat, and we'll kind of go as people come up to the podium. But not more than 3 more minutes.
Okay, I'm just going to say one thing. I've been keeping track. Harvey Curley did this last year when we were doing this. And I'm just saying, it's NFL season, football. If you lose 49-1, or one's kind of wishy-washy, 49-1, that's a pretty big loss. So I think we won this one from the people. So 49 people said yes, 1.5 said no, and that roundabout with the big 0, I think. But I hope that the city council takes this into mind, that we've got 49 people here that have testimony, and we had a lot of clapping.
What is your name, sir? Name for the record? John Watts. Okay.
Hello, Lisa Heber again, 54 years on and off Eastpointe resident. I'm having a very hard time that over 8 years ago to ask for stop signs at a school and still not be able to get them. Our children deserve better. We need more police officers. Our police department is short. Our DPW needs to be revamped 1,000%. We have no one that is in charge that actually knows how to run the department correctly. But
Ma'am, we're talking about the road diet only tonight.
I'm sorry, okay.
Thank you.
The road diet, why I bring these up is because the road diet leads to more traffic down Topher and Stevens. Miss Nichols has been great on all of her surveys, her time that she has spent, and the numbers, and she's correct. People are avoiding 9 Mile and going down Stevens and Topher, yet with no stop signs. And that's what I'm talking about with the road diet. And it burns me to talk about a water park when kids can't cross streets to get to it. So please, let's address our main things to get in order, our police, our DPW, and things of that sort. And my last thing I want to say is Mr. John Myers with the building department, who is the only city inspector. All these businesses along 9 Mile have suffered a lot. How dare he state he wants to go in every 6 months and analyze what they need to repair. Basically, pay me money. These people can't put off people into these businesses with all these road construction. Get the road construction done, clean it up, let the people that own the building get into their buildings to clean it up. But we don't need a building department to come in and threatening our businesses.
I don't mean to be a mic hogger, but a couple of things I want to say. Number one, 7 weeks ago, I collapsed. If it wasn't for the police chief and the fire chief and their people, I'd have been dead. When they got to the hospital, they had to pad me, and then they had to give me 5 points of blood in 8 hours. Now, I hear everybody talking about MDOT. As a retiree from MDOT and one of their principal people, MDOT gets money from the federal government. The federal government allots each state money. The states turn to the counties. Each county gets a percentage of that money. Then when the cities are ready to spend and need federal aid money, they give them 75% of the cost of the road. So when we file a thing for it, with the cost, with the current contract prices for concrete, sewers, everything like that, there are standard construction prices. Based on that and based what the city engineers submit, that's how we get our money. We have to give, through the county grants and that, 25% of the count. The highway department got in a turmoil because there were so many people who called up there based on calls from people, and I'm not going to mention their names, they've been mentioned enough. They sent the bid down for, I think it's 5.8 million, something like that, to build the road. But they sent a note down, what do you want us to do about the road diet? Can't you make up your mind? And that's why we are here. Good evening, thank you.
Well, it's a little after 9. In the old days, I could say I want to go home and see Bill Bonds. That just shows you how old I am. As an elected official, I am thrilled to death there are so many people here. This is an important issue. And the only thing that I'm picky on, can I tell you what I'm picky on? When you all get up here and say the council is full of crap, you know, it's not all of them. So you should say, well, I just want to say that not all the councils like that. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. At my age, I get really sensitive. But I want to think, I would assume that all the emails you got that will be added to the 49-1 and sent up, I'm still concerned. I'm still afraid. I'm still don't know and I don't know if they got 50 people on the committee but you think they have 1,000 as long as they're, how many months they've taken. But go home, feel proud that you came here, and whether you came and spoke or not, that's okay. You still showed up. We have a council meeting, next Tuesday? Lots of stuff on the council? No. I'm going to go home. What's it, 9 o'clock? I'll watch. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I am going to have a glass of Kiel Curly wine. I have a great nephew down in Florida that has a winery and a blueberry farm. So they named the wine after my sister, actually. So it's in Tampa, Florida. Yeah. So God bless everybody. Go home and... Okay, come on. Now I got to grab this.
I just want to say that Marge and I did a lot of walking around when we were trying to promote this no road diet, and we found a lady that was walking down the street, and she had a cane and she was struggling, and she said she had to walk so far to catch a bus because there are no bus stops on Gratiot. So the buses just go right through. So we need bus stops for the handicapped people, and they should need to be put on Gratiot, but it doesn't have anything to do with 9 Mile.
It's your 9 Mile
I just want to say one more thing. My name is Talisha Jones. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I don't come to a lot of meetings because I'm not really into politics, because I know that they sneakily and do things that we don't want to do. But maybe I should do more and come out, because our voices does matter if the right ear is listening. I want to thank Mr. Duroni here, because I patronize your business, in the car wash too. And because I am out doing ship every day, there is a lady that I picked up off of 9 Mile that lived in the senior building. She was coming from CVS getting her prescription. She could not rest. There are no benches on 9 Mile. I had to drive her. I pulled over and said, ma'am, I don't pick up strangers, but you look like you need a ride. And I drove her down to the senior place, and she was so grateful. We do need to be more open-minded for our seniors. We need to be more vigilant for our seniors. We need to be more vigilant for the handicap accessible. If we put that roundabout there, there's no button to push. I never thought about that because I'm not handicapped. So we have to be open-minded. We have to think about the police. We have to think about the fire, because they protect and serve us. We call them. I've had to call them twice in the 20 years I've been here, and they have done their job and gotten there diligently. They're not going to be able to get there on time, and it's a life or death situation. If you're having a heart attack, that 2-3 minutes makes a difference. If you're having a stroke, a seizure, it makes a difference. Please listen to what these people are saying. They took time out of their night to say no. No means no. No means no. We are not going to go until y'all accept no. Thank you.
John. Hi there. John Solera, Kelly Road. I just want to rebut what Mr., I think his name is McCain, I'm not sure. This is not about money. He was mentioning we either use it or lose it. This is a horrible concept, this road diet. This isn't about money. So I just wanted to say that. This is not about money. He's got it wrong, dead wrong. But he works for the mayor, so.
Sorry, me again, but I've thought of things I didn't say. Partly I could piggyback on that about the money. If they've got money they need to spend on 9 Mile, what about like the gentleman with the motorized scooter? We need to make better visibility so that cars can see and stop short of a sidewalk, and they don't have to pull up to see down the road. So, I mean, they could do things to work on visibility on 9 Mile and and improve the sidewalk so people aren't pitching. I remember last time, I think he was the same guy that said the cracks in the sidewalk, he almost pitched out of his chair. I think he was the one. But improve what we've got and make it so people can do things in a safer manner in the 5 Mile lane. Also, grocery shopping and shopping, you can't do that by pedestrian or by bike. You can't carry a bunch of bags of groceries. And for seniors, more benches. They could do that with the money for the 9 Mile diet. I had knee replacement surgery in March. I'm walking without my cane now. But if I was walking 9 Mile, I definitely couldn't carry more than 1 bag of groceries, and I would need to take rests, 1 or 2 bags, 1 on each side, balances you. But there's, anyhow, and also the rush hour. In the morning, when it would be the most congested there in that 3 lane is also when people would be diverting to take 8 Mile and 10 Mile to get to work, because that's when they're trying to get to work. Same time, kids are going to their bus stops. I mean, that would be just so unsafe. Kids would be getting hit by people trying to get to work on time. It just, anyway. So just a couple more things that I thought of. And the young men that are wanting to advance their political careers, if they think it would look good on their resume to have a road diet that ends up catastrophic, it would not. It would not look good on your resume. People get killed and stuff, it would not look good on your resume.
Your name again, please? Could we have your name again, please? Ma'am? Your name again? Okay. When you
Larry Edwards again. I just rose up to say again and what have you. Out of all the people that have come and supported, again, no road diet and what have you, for me it's the 4th time and what have you, and I'm kind of sick of it and what have you, when no means no and what have you. So I'm active with, pretty active as attending all of the council meetings and what have you. And we know one of the biggest problems that there is. This was turned down way before they got the new council people that's elected now and what have you. And it was told no then. And then as soon as got the new elected council member, then it came back up again to where we're here, still here right now. And what have you. So we know where the problem is. And there's been other issues and problems with the same person. So much so and everything. There's some others even in here tonight and everything. We know exactly how one person going to vote for everything. No for everything that should be yes for. And everything. So this is no joke and everything. We got to get rid of this person and what have you and start with the others after that and what have you. So that's all I have to say. No again.
John DeHunt, Eastpointe resident. Forgive me for the late arrival. Enough, for the love of God, enough with this road diet. It needs to be done. In 2019, when the master plan was put forward to City Council and approved, the 9 Mile corridor was designated the Central Business District.
It did not mean the constrained central business district. It was identified as the heart of the city. So I was on the board at the time, and the vision was very simple. Let's make it more aesthetically pleasing. Trash receptacles, bus shelters, brick pavers, new lanterns. Make it a street that was worthy driving down. Make it something that was aesthetically pleasing, that would look nice. And you know, it would attract businesses that want to be on a nice street. Had nothing to do with dieting the road. There are no more accidents on 9 Mile than there are on 8 Mile, 10 Mile, 11, 12, 13, or 14, and I can go all the way up to Richmond. Enough is enough. We're losing sight of very important things. We are so busy worrying about 9 Mile when you've got Kelly Road atrophying, you have 8 Mile atrophying, you have so many different things that need to be focused on, and we're focused on 9 Mile alone. The conversation needs to be done. We need to worry about the things that are critical to the rest of the city besides 9 Mile.
Speak. Anyone here does not yet had an opportunity to speak, please feel free to come up. If not, this meeting is now closed. Thank you.